I mean, it's a little bit, you know, cropped out here, but like, holy, this immortal guy's got some cake. I'm not gonna lie. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to some more Invincible, Season 3, Episode 2 this time. Previously, the first episode of the season was kind of weak, personally, in my opinion. They essentially brought back another, you know, villain of the day type of villain, you know, the seismic mad scientist guy who, honestly, let's be honest, he's just a recurring kind of minor villain who we don't really care about, right? And I pointed out that once again, even after a lot of training, Mark is still very easily just lost. And I talked about how they are obviously having that, they're falling into the same trap that a lot of superhero shows fall into, which is they want every villain to be some sort of threat to the protagonist, to the hero. Which you just, like, you don't want to fall into that trap. You don't. Mark should have easily wiped the floor with most of the fucking animals underground, all the centipedes and whatnot. He should have immediately just instantly sliced and diced through them, not even a question, and dealt with the guy by himself pretty easily. In other news, we also had the kid storyline, and he apparently now has powers. So I don't know where we're going with that, but we'll see. And we left off on Mark going to confront Cecil. So let's see where we go from there.
Mark's speed has increased 65%, endurance 70%, strength 138%.
Yeah, it doesn't show, by the way. They keep saying that, and that's cool and all, and I thought he was going to be a lot stronger now, which he should be, but apparently they just don't show it.
Wait, I don't think they found it all.
It was worth
Personally, and I think I said this last episode as well, and not to pause too much, but personally, I think they should just completely snuff the romance aspect of the show. Just take it all out, don't even bother with it. And then just focus on the Viltrumite invasion. Yep, that's it. Literally. They should have the Viltrumites attack, or something. They survive, barely. And then they know that, oh shit, the rest of the Viltrumites they're gonna come with an even bigger force next time, and soon. And so they send Mark on a mission to get help, right? So, what they do is Mark goes to those, you know, the intergalactic alliance against the Viltrumites or whatever, you know, the place where the Viltrumite guy was leading the charge or whatever, the old guy. He goes there, and then they also have Mark kind of looking for those weapons against the Viltrumites that they set up last season. Kind of like if you've ever played Mass Effect 3, kind of like that, where the Viltrumites attack, maybe they even take over Earth. It's a very, like, bad situation. Like, people are still surviving and hiding and fighting back, but it's very hopeless. And so Mark kind of has to go and bring backup, right? Bring help to Earth, right? That kind of storyline. That's what they should be doing, in my opinion. That's what I would do. Dude, those apples are huge! Who's this now?
I hope you find inner peace today.
Inner peace, inner peace, inner peace.
Get out, all of you.
Is this Cecil?
Now!
As a young dude?
This is Stedman. Nothing here. Tip was a bust. Repeat. Tip was a bust.
Was it? You haven't opened the fucking obvious big goddamn wardrobe. Oh, Tip was a bust, huh?
But you found us too late.
This place will be swarming with agents in minutes.
Nah, you gave the all clear. No one's coming. And they never will.
Okay, okay. I have to pause. Did you see that just now? I'm not gonna lie, I started thinking about solo leveling again, because I was reacting to, sister leveling. God damn that one. God damn that show. I think I actually saw something on, like, Twitter as well. Or something, like, I think someone was talking about how peak solo leveling was. And I was like, I thought to myself, solo leveling is like a 7. Max. Sorry, it just is. And I started thinking, why do people think that solo leveling and Chainsaw Man... Oh yeah, it was Chainsaw Man as well. Oh yeah, now I remember. I was searching into Google anime like Attack on Titan. Not exactly like that, but I think I was searching for a conversation as to why there aren't more anime like Attack on Titan. And that kind of evolved into people giving suggestions to other quote-unquote good shows, right? And one such show that was brought up multiple times by multiple people as a suggestion for something that's as good as Attack on Titan is Chainsaw Man or Jujutsu Kaisen. And I was sitting there and I was like, brother, Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man aren't even close to Attack on Titan. They're miles away. Miles. 700 miles, actually. And then I started thinking about solo leveling as well. And I started thinking, like, I'm sorry, but I think I like the fights in more basic anime more than solo leveling. Because at least in those anime, I can tell what's going on. And the reason I paused here to talk about this is because this little exchange that we just had, in my opinion, is better than most of the fights in solo leveling. There, I said it. Hot take, maybe. Even though it's not, in my opinion, but like, I'm sorry, a fight where I can tell what's going on is always better than a fight where I don't understand what's going on. I don't care how fast your animation is, I don't care how crazy and fluid your animation is. If I cannot tell what's going on in the fight, it's bad. Like, yes, the animation here isn't as fluid or fast, but at least I can tell what's going on.
Someone like you could never see the beauty in it.
Imagine watching John Wick or something,
Yes.
and you have cuts every second,
Die. But the survivors
and you
will
can't
inherit
understand what's
a
going
new
on.
world.
It would
I've
suck.
learned that life is a gift, not to be wasted. Revolutions will begin around the world, casting off the shackles of industrial society.
You don't know people.
Seems I returned just in time.
Well done,
Oof.
Fist. You've lost.
You didn't name yourself Force Fist, did you?
I knew who you were the minute I walked in. Tip was a bust my ass. It was code for come stop these nut jobs.
And fear of death will never keep us from our destiny.
Wait! Don't! No!
Okay.
Help him! Quick!
And that's probably how he got the scars. Let me tell you how I got my scars.
Thousands, if it wasn't for you.
That answered my question.
Some of the gas drifted into the market before we could get it contained. $17. A fraction of what it would have been. We won, Cecil.
Ask the families of the 17 if they agree.
It's never about
Glad to see
winning
the
or
artificial
losing.
distinction, by the way. Except I'm gonna need my money back.
We're almost to the safe room.
Not leaving the party early, are we?
It's okay. They work for us now.
They're insane.
They were. But they were also too good to waste. So I fixed them.
I thought they were completely like melted.
They're making up for their mistakes.
Mistakes, that's what you call it?
Get your head out of your ass. They just saved our lives.
Then let me express my gratitude. I don't work with criminals. Not even if they're...
It's very interesting. Okay, first things first, I'm of the mind that you should kill your enemies. And by enemies, I mean like if there are, like if you're a superhero or whatever, or just a hero in general, and you have a villain that's doing bad things, like you don't put them in prison, you kill them. You kill your enemies because if you just knock them out or you put them in prison, they're just gonna get out again. They're gonna cause more mayhem. If this is someone who you can see that they will keep causing harm, maybe you've given them one chance and then they got out again and they started doing harm again. Nope. Like, take them out. Like you had your chance to start doing better and you didn't. In this case, they're like brainwashing them or something. I'm not really sure what they're doing, to be honest, but I would not put all my faith into like my attempts at brainwashing or whatever. So I don't know. Hiring criminals to do your job for you. I don't know. It's kind of like a gray area. I feel like you should only do it if you absolutely need to. And by that, I mean, like, if you have, like, a Viltrumite invasion incoming, then it's kind of like yeah, you need to. Because they're also going to die if you don't do anything, right? So you might as well get them on your side to fight against this common big threat. That I can understand. Fighting against the Viltrumite threat is one thing. Just fighting random criminals is like, you don't need to be using criminals. You don't need to be using criminals to fight other criminals.
Why are you here, Radcliffe?
Do you mind? I'm stepping down as GDA director, moving over to a new special projects group.
I don't care.
I want you to replace me.
No wonder they want you out.
There were 3 deaths a week in this place before you got here. 3 years later.
You have no idea what I've had to do to make it this way.
You did exactly what you had to do. You brought order to chaos. Nothing
I wonder if that's why he even put him there.
Sure.
To make him learn a lesson.
I told you before. I don't waste talent, I fix it. This place was your rehabilitation.
It was supposed to be my punishment.
It was both. And now it's over. If you take the job.
No.
I can't force you to see things how they really are. But here's what you still don't understand. You can be the good guy. Or the guy who saves the world. You can't be both.
I like this guy. I like that guy.
It's my job to defend the planet from threats. Don't make me put you in that category, Mark.
Do you use these things to keep Darkwing in line?
Or Sinclair? Darkwing and Sinclair don't have your abilities.
Abilities I only use to help people.
Who are you helping right now? You see things one way and you won't make room for any other viewpoint. You threaten people who disagree with you.
I don't threaten.
No? Because you're scaring the shit out of me right now.
I'm not even doing anything.
Ooh, true. Honestly, I'm not even doing anything. Starts walking toward you. Like, ooh, how about you don't do anything when you say you're not doing anything?
You think you can shut me up?
Mark?
Unnecessary. And honestly, Mark's in the wrong here. 100%. This is not how you talk. This is not how you have a conversation. A civilized conversation. Kind of weird that they're all attacking one at a time.
Tell everyone how you really run this place.
You think people here don't know what we do? Just stand down and we can talk this over.
You're kind of... Mark's wasting, like, probably billions in government revenue right now. With every punch.
Is that all you got?
Why did you have to ask that, kid? You happy? Now stop.
Not until you admit to everyone what you've done.
Mark, I don't want to hurt you.
I'm not the one who's gonna get hurt.
You said you don't do threats.
Yeah? Well, people change.
Don't, Mark. I'm warning you.
I'm not gonna lie, this fight is completely unnecessary.
Remember that giant lobster you tangled with in Atlantis? I had the lab boys recreate the sound it made. Turns out we can transmit it to your earpiece. Not that earpiece. The one we implanted when you were in our hospital. The one too deep to reach. So be reasonable, Mark. Go home.
We are so far past reasonable.
Apart from causing you pain, the sound also messes up your inner ear, which you need for things like flying or walking.
You put a weapon inside me?
With what you can do, and after what your dad put us through, you're goddamn right I did. I hoped I'd never have to use it, but...
You said I wasn't my dad. Did you even believe that?
Yes, Mark, and I still do, so stop being stupid and just...
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually kinda on Cecil's side here. Not gonna lie. Maybe that makes me like a bad person or something, because I'm not rooting for the hero here, but, and yes, obviously, kind of like a dick move to put that shit in his brain or whatever, but, in his ear. But again, I can kind of see where he's coming from, you know? I feel like maybe it's just the way I am, but I'm kind of in agreement with Cecil here.
Track him.
I feel maybe it's because I am in agreement with calm talking, and Cecil is doing that, whereas Mark is not.
Before ignoring it completely. Holy shit!
Mark? Rudy, there's a thing in my head. You gotta get it out before Cecil finds me.
Cecil? I don't understand.
Everyone step back. This has nothing to do with you.
He's trying to kill me!
What?
For fuck's sake, I'm not trying to kill the kid, but he needs to come with me.
D.A. Sinclair slaughtered students. Darkwing killed people in cold blood. Cecil's working with murderers. You all saw it.
We're not having this argument here.
I'd like to hear what Invincible has to say.
This isn't a democracy, Bulletproof. You're coming back to the GDA with me. Now.
No, I'd never come out again.
Don't be so goddamn dramatic.
I'm not going.
I wasn't asking.
Will you stop it?
This teleportation thing is so fucking overpowered.
All of you, I said this doesn't concern you.
Hell, it doesn't.
All of you sit the fuck down. Now. Grab him. We're leaving.
Okay, I said I was on Cecil's side, but he's not exactly handling it the correct way. He needs to stop being so obvious bad guy and just explain what's going on. When he's talking about like the greater good and stuff like that, he actually makes the best argument. And I feel like he could easily get all of these guys on his side. Yeah, I feel like this is a completely pointless fight here. Completely unnecessary.
Rex, no.
God damn it, Rex!
Okay, I feel like things are kind of out of control now.
Yes, the reanimate, all of them. Look at this goddamn mess. Everywhere you go, destruction follows. Because of your ego. You're a hypocrite, waltzing off to help your mass-murdering dad. But God forbid anyone else screws up, and then tries to make good. Don't you ever threaten me again. As for the rest of you,
I will never work for you again. We're done. And if you ever come near my family again, I will kill you. Rudy, get this fucking thing out of my head. Now.
Yes. Of course.
That was a good scene. Don't get me wrong. That was a good scene. Okay, that's what we should have started on episode 1. I feel like, not this stock Dr. Seismic bullshit. That was some complete garbage. I mean, I get it. It was kind of like a lead up to this whole scene, but like I feel like considering this has happened in half an episode, I feel like we could have done that in the first episode.
That doesn't even make sense. I've known Cecil since I was 14, the first GDA guy who wasn't a total dick. Or so I thought.
They keep talking about Cecil as if he's a bad guy. What do you mean, why? I feel like everything Cecil has done makes sense. For good reason.
You're scared of me. Of what I could become, I guess.
Of course.
That is such bullshit.
Even Mark knows this.
I know you. Cecil was trying to get under your skin. You are better off without him.
Thanks. I know things are weird between us right now.
We don't need this.
It means everything that you're here.
Don't need romance, please. Don't need.
I just thought Debbie might
Unnecessary.
be my friend if things went bad with Cecil, especially now that she has your brother.
What we were talking about earlier, before Doc Seismic, what I said, it came out all wrong.
Oh God, we don't have to talk about that right now.
Cecil spent millions to put me back together.
Then his dead monsters tried to rip us apart. What even are we to him?
We're weapons. Like his tanks and guns and all that stuff. Useful until we're not.
No kidding.
Cry me a river. You'll feel better after some honest work.
Hang on, man. You weren't even here. Cecil almost killed Mark.
Sure. Sounds like Cecil went too far. But Invincible made him do it when he broke into the Pentagon and started tearing shit up. The kid needs to learn what happens when you don't think things through.
What exactly was he supposed to think it through? When Cecil was frying his brain or when the Frankenbots were killing him?
Mark faced consequences for once. Good. Cecil's always gone soft on him. Just like his father.
Mark's dad almost killed him, you dick.
All he had to do was follow orders. Like we all do.
But I've seen most of you not follow orders. Many times, in fact.
They're kind of all right.
No, you didn't. Not anywhere
They're like quote unquote arguing, but in reality they're all correct. Just they all want something different, or not all, but like the two sides want something different. Also, I mean, it's a little bit, you know, cropped out here, but like, holy, this immortal guy's got some cake. I'm not gonna lie, but basically the two sides want something different. They want, on one hand, they want Cecil to care, you know, to prioritize their lives, but on the other hand, he doesn't. And that's the thing, right? He cares more about the survival of the human race, or, you know, the safety of the planet, and uses them as tools to achieve that goal. Essentially, these heroes are essentially sacrificial pawns, you might say. And some of them maybe understand that, but the others don't want to be sacrificial pawns.
Cecil only does what's necessary.
So I suppose it was necessary to put a bomb in Mark's head?
He just proved it was. Now get back to work. That's an order.
No! This is bullshit, and we don't have to put up with it anymore.
But I don't believe that's exactly what happened.
Oh, for the love of God! The Guardians are the best superheroes in the world! It's a privilege and an honor to work here. Yes, there's hardship. Yes, there's sacrifice. If you children don't like that, get out!
Kind of based, not gonna lie, kind of based. I like that part he said about sacrifice, and he's kind of correct here that, like, half of them, they want more. They don't understand that being a hero is about self-sacrifice, and you should be willing to sacrifice yourself for the greater good of others. But they don't want to do that, right? They kind of want to help people, but not as long as it means sacrificing themselves.
Because I'd rather
I mean, maybe they would in a situation where that's necessary, but they don't want to feel like they are expected to sacrifice themselves. Maybe they would sacrifice themselves if the time came, but they don't want to go into it believing that they need to sacrifice themselves for others.
Shapesmith? Samson?
Cecil let me live after what I did on Mars, and my bed is a race car, so I think Cecil. I'm gonna go, Cecil.
What Cecil did was messed up, but I can't fix that from the outside.
I'm not gonna lie, that guy, that would be me. I would stay with them, but I would try to keep in touch with those who leave. Not all teams have to always stay together.
Are you sure you want to leave it like that?
Sometimes having multiple groups might be better. The most important thing is that they can communicate.
Sinclair's not
call for backup if needed, right? Maybe I'll talk about this later, but
they just gave him a bigger
the weirdest thing about the show is, to me, is that no one seems to care that there's a Viltrumite invasion coming. And because all of Cecil's actions can be explained by, oh, there's an army of Supermen coming, and we need some defense, right? Even if it means using these fucked up fucking monstrosities. But because they don't seem to acknowledge that the Viltrumite threat is coming, it's like, yeah, if Cecil was doing this for no reason, then yeah, it would be fucked up. But he's not doing it for no reason. He has a very good reason why he's doing it.
The world doesn't need more people like that. It needs more people like Invincible.
If you need backup, and you can hold tryouts for new members soon. But I also have another suggestion. Invincible wasn't willing to give him another chance. I'm hoping that you'll be more open-minded.
I've made mistakes, I won't lie. But I'm trying to make up for them. If you'll have me, I'd be honored to serve.
Who are you?
Cecil Stedman, director of the Global Defense Agency. We run teams of superheroes to protect our planet from whatever dangers might arise. You don't look like you're from around here.
I'm from the planet Viltrum. My government sent me here to help protect the people of your world.
Huh. They did they? What's your name?
Pupils dilated, heart rate elevated. He's an alien, so we don't know his norms. But if he were a human, he'd be lying.
Yeah, no shit. All that crap you said about the World Betterment Committee. Talk about a fairy tale. Sort of file. And get the eggheads working on countermeasures. We'll figure out why he's really here.
I like that he immediately suspected them.
We can be the good guys. Or we can be the guys that save the world. We can't be both.
Hey.
Hey.
Can we talk? When I was lying on the ground, with that sound drilling into my head, the only thing I could think about was you.
Cringe. Super cringe.
About how if I died, I'd never get to see you again.
Forced. It's so forced. This is unnecessary.
It's always been real.
I mean, like, to me, it's fine if they want to put these two characters together. But, like,
I need you to be sure.
When I was dying, the one thing that came, that I was thinking of was you. It's like, brother, that's not very heroic. I'm not gonna lie. What about your father, Omni-Man? What about your mother, your family? What about the impending Viltrumite invasion? Are we just, like, gonna forget all these things, or...?
So are we dating or what?
Yes. I mean, if you want to, I definitely want to. Okay.
Okay. God, I hope that this is over now, or, like, we can move on. I hope they don't go into actual, like, showing us their dates and stuff. That's... Okay, well, good episode, but, like, definitely much better than the first episode, I'm not gonna lie. The main thing, yeah, like, I just want to kind of talk about again real quick is that I feel like the biggest problem with this show is that they kind of, especially all the characters in the show, they kind of forget that the Viltrumite invasion is incoming. Right? Like, it's like you have a massive, massive threat coming. And somehow, no one ever talks about it. No one ever seems to mention it. No one ever seems to talk about it. The only one who maybe occasionally mentions something is Cecil, who kind of talks about, like, oh, we need to be prepared and stuff like that. Everything that Cecil does, getting all these criminals to work for him and stuff, I can fully understand that, especially considering the incoming Viltrumite invasion, right? So it's like, I feel like all the other characters should also understand this, especially Mark, I feel like. Now, granted, like I said during the episode, that yes, obviously, if there was no incoming threat, then using criminals would be kind of like, why are you doing that, right? They should be in prison or killed. But ultimately, I feel like he is justified. considering the massive threat incoming. I would probably do the exact same thing, I'm not gonna lie. Regardless, I guess we'll see in episode 3 next time what happens. And if all the heroes going their separate ways, kinda into 2 teams now, is going to have a massive impact on their ability to defend the Earth. But yeah, next time. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, I shall bid you adieu.